Good day everyone. For today's video, we're going to solve problems involving circles. Someone requested me to create a video on how to solve problems involving circles. And if you think you are one of them experiencing difficulties on how to solve problems involving circles, now this video is for you. Come on, join with me. But before we proceed to our problems, let us define first what is circle. Circle is a set of points in a plane that has a fixed distance from a fixed point. And the fixed distance is called the radius, and the fixed point is called the center. And the standard form of the equation of the circle is the square root of the difference of x and h plus the square root of the difference of y and k equals r squared. Now let's proceed to our problems. Example number 1. Find the standard form of the equation of the circle whose center is at -2, 1 and whose radius is 3. So we're going to solve for the standard form, or we need to find for the standard form of the equation of the circle given only the center and the radius. Okay, so let it solve. So we have the center, and that is -2, 1, and then the radius is equals to 3. So we're going to substitute the center and then the radius to our standard equation, or standard form equation of the circle, and that is the quantity of x minus h squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Then we're going to substitute that. We all know that the center, which is -2, 1, that is our h and then k. Okay, so this is h and this is k. And then substitute it now. We have the quantity of x minus h is -2, and then squared, plus y minus our k is 1 squared is equal to r is 3. And then simplify. We have x, or the quantity of x plus 2, because negative times -2 is positive 2 squared, plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 9, because 3 squared is 9. So this is now the standard form of the equation of the circle with a radius of 3 and the center of -2, 1. Okay? So let's have an example number 2. Example number 2, find the standard equation of the circle which satisfies the given condition that its center is 4, 5 and passes through the point 9 and then 4. Okay, so again, we're going to find for the standard form of the equation of the circle with the center, and that is 4, 5, and then that passes through the point 9 and then 4. Let's say this point, call it P. So this time, we don't know what is the value of our R. But we have only 2 points given here about the circle. So what we're going to do here, so to find for the radius, we're going to get the distance from the center up to point P. And how are we going to solve for that? We're going to use the distance formula. Okay? So we all know the distance formula, so we're looking for the radius, so r is equal to, or let's say r squared is equal to, this is the center, so that is the quantity of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared, and then the p plus, we have y sub 2 minus y sub 1, squared. So this one, so our center, that's a point, and that is x sub 1, comma y sub 1, and then point P, this is x sub 2, comma y sub 2. So we're going to substitute to find for the value of r. So we have here, x sub 2 is 9, minus x sub 1 is 4, and then squared, plus the quantity of y sub 2 is 4, minus minus y sub 1 is 5, and then squared. So we have 9 minus 4, this is 5 squared, plus 4 minus 5 is negative 1 squared. So we have 5 squared is 25, plus negative 1 squared is positive 1. So we have 25 plus 1 is 26. This is now our r squared is equal to 26. Okay? So to find for the standard equation of the circle, we have now the radius, or our r squared is equal to 26. So let's copy that. So we have r squared is equal to 26. So we're going to apply now our standard formula for the equation of the circle. So we have x, the quantity of x minus h squared, plus the quantity of y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And then x minus h is 4. Go back to the center again. Squared, plus y minus k is 5. Squared is equal to r squared is 26. So this is now the standard equation of the circle with the center 4, 5 and passes to the point P, and that is 9, 4. Okay? So now let's proceed to example number 3. Example number 3, given the center negative 2, 3 and tangent to the line y is equal to 8, find the standard equation of the circle. So we have here the center, and that is negative 2. So we have the center negative 2, 3. And then we have a tangent line. So we have tangent line, and that is y is equal to 8. So we need to find for the standard equation of the circle. So how are we going to solve for this? How are we going to find for the standard equation of the circle? Again, we don't know the value of our radius, but we can identify the value of that radius by getting the distance also from the center up to the line, and that is y is equal to 8. Okay, by getting the distance formula also, but it's too long process if we're going to use the distance formula. All you have to do is subtract 8 to our 3. We will know that this h and then k, or x comma y. Since our line is y is equal to 8, so what you're going to do is to subtract both y, or y and then k. So we have 8 minus 3, so 8 minus 3, and that is 5. So the radius now is equals to 5. Okay? And then substitute now to the standard formula. So that is, we have this the quantity of x minus h squared plus y, the quantity of y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And then substitute, we have the quantity of x minus h is negative 2, x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus k is 3 squared is equal to 5 squared. We substitute r, which is 5. And then after that, simplify. We have the quantity of x plus 2 squared plus the quantity of y minus 3 squared is equal to 25. So this is now the standard equation of the circle given the center, which is negative 2, 3, and tangent to the line y is equal to 8. Now let's proceed to another example. Example number 4. Identify the center and the radius of the circle with the given equation 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 20x plus 40y plus 5 is equal to 0. Again, so this time, for example number 5, we have a given here in a general equation of circle. So we're able to find for the center and then the radius, and how we're going to do solve for that. So just copy. So we have 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 20x plus 40y plus 5 is equal to 0. So this is 40. Wait, I'm going to rewrite it again. So that is 40y plus 5 is equal to 0. So what you're going to do is first arrange our general equation. It's similar variables. So we have 4x squared minus 20x, both same variables, plus 4y squared and then 40y. And then you're going to isolate our constant. So we have negative 5 there. And then after that, we can simplify this one. They are both divisible by 4, so we can factor out. So we have 4. We can factor out 4. So we have x squared minus, this is 5. Okay, 5x, sorry. Plus, factor also 4. Or simply, we can divide both sides by them by 4. But this time, just factor out 4. So we have y squared and then plus 10 is equal to negative 5. Then after we arrange them and then we simplify them, what you need to do is we're going to use the CTS, or completing the squared. Okay, CTS. Okay, so we have 4 times x squared minus 5x. So what is the third term? Again, the third term is by getting the half of the numerical coefficient of our second term for x. And since this is our second term, we have x squared, that's the first term. Second term is negative 5x. And to find for the third term, get the half of the numerical coefficient of x, or the coefficient of this, which is negative 5. That is negative 5 divided 2. That is negative 5 halves. And then squared it, we have positive 25 over 4. Plus, this one, we have 4 times y squared plus 10. And then, we forgot y there. So 10y. And then to get for the third term, get the half of this second term, numerical coefficient of y, which is 10, and that is the half of that is 5, then squared it, that is 25. Okay? And then after that, what are we going to do? Since we know now, completing the square root of both variables x and then y, so we have now negative 5. What you did to the left side, same process, or let's say you added here constant to the left side, must be same also to the other side, our right side, or our right expression. So if you added 25 and then 4 over 4 and then times 4, so we have here plus 25, and then this one 4 times 25, and that is 4 times 25 plus, so 4 times 25, and that is 60. No, 100. And then solve this one. So we have here 4 times, factor this, we have x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4, and that is x minus 5 halves squared, plus we have 4 here, y plus 5 squared is equal to this one. So we have 1. This we have here negative 5 plus 25 plus 100, so we have 120. And then divide both sides by 4 to make it simple. So we have x minus 5 halves squared plus, because cancel, we have y plus 5 squared is equal to 120 divide 4, and that is 30. Okay? Because 120 divide 4, and that is 30. Now, we're looking for the center and then the radius. So what will be our radius? Our be the center. So the center now is equal to 5 halves, comma, -5. And the radius is square root of 30. Or to make it, to simplify it, we do you think this is possible to simplify? But if not, same the square root of 30. Okay? Now, so we solve for example number 4. Now let's proceed to example number 5. So I'm going to erase this first. For example number 5, we need to find all values of k such that the circle's equation is x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 12y plus k squared is equal to 0 is tangent to the x-axis. This time, we need to find for the values of k, and that k, that is our constant for the general equation of the circle. Now, how are we going to solve for our k? Before that, we need to find for the center of this circle. And then, after we find for the center, we need to find for the radius. And how are we going to solve for the radius? By getting the distance from the center up to the x-axis. Because the center touches the x-axis. So we call it tangent to the x-axis. So let's say, to make it this problem in an easiest way, although it's quite difficult, but we can solve this in an easiest way by declaring this x squared. Let's say this is a, y squared, and this is c, 8x is d, 12y is e, and then k is f. Okay, and to find for the h, get the half of our d, which is 8x. Okay, we all know to find for the h, that is from the x term. Okay, get the half of this, or simply write the formula by -d over 2. And for the k, for the y values, for the y term, so that is k. So to find for the k, that is equal to -e over 2. Or get the half of this, that will be the value of k. Now, what will be the answer for the h? So we have -d. So get the coefficient only, -8 over 2. So the h now is -4. How about the k? So we have here e is -12 divided by 2. So the answer is negative times -12 is +12 divided by 2, and that is 6. Okay, so now our h is -4 and our k is 6. To solve for the radius now, since we have now -4 and then 6, it's our center. And then to find for the radius, get the distance from the center to our x-axis. Since this is x-axis, and we all know this is the center, so one of the way to get the radius is simply get the distance from the center to our x-axis. And the distance from the x-axis, and that's get only the distance from the k, and then the x-axis, 6. Since k is 6, and then x-axis, so that is touches the x-axis, that will be, let's say, 0. Okay, so that is, so the radius now is 6 minus x-axis, so that is 0. So 6 minus 0 is 6, so the radius now is 6. Now, how to find for the k squared? Since k squared is our f. Okay, so to find for the k squared, or our f, is equal to h squared plus k squared minus r squared. And then substitute, we have h squared is negative 4, h is negative 4, squared plus k is 6, squared minus r is 6. And then negative 4 squared is 16, plus 6 squared is 36, minus 6 squared is 36. And then simplify, we can cancel this one. Then we have f now is 16. Okay, so this k squared is, we all know that f is also equal to k squared. And that is equal to 16. So k squared is equal to 16. But we need to find for the values of k. So we're going to get the, extract it. So we square it. So we have k now is equal to positive and negative 4. So if you cannot see it, so this is k now is equal to positive and negative 4. So this is now the values of k. If you're going to substitute positive 4 here, so squared is that is 16. So f is 16. It's satisfied. If k is negative 4, so negative 4 squared is also 16. So it's satisfied also from our general equation of the circle. So to complete that, we have now x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 12y plus 16 is equal to 0. So this is now the standard equation of a general equation of a circle. Now, if you have any question regarding for our lesson or for our examples, so feel free to comment down below. Or if you have any requests regarding for any topic that would you like to enhance more or do an advanced reading or advanced lesson to your subject about math, okay? So feel free to, or don't hesitate to approach me, just message me, okay, so that I could prepare for your lesson or topic for that. Again, thank you very much. If you understand this lesson, please comment down below. And then thank you and God bless you all.